How do you guys? I am Troubadour and welcome back to another Smite build. Today's a tough one though, as we're going to be tackling the one, the only Artio. Issue with this, Artio is a support, and our support build can be highly situational, and I'm going to recommend my build to if you're new to the god or to the game. If you already have experience in the support role, then my build is only a starting point. There's a lot of variation and different ways to approach building a support role, but this is what I managed to settle on. In this particular build, I've decided to build typical items that I would build in Conquest. So for the most part, you're going to be choosing Guardian's Blessing as your first item, and here there is no real substitute. It helps you with gold and sustain early game with its mitigation, so it's perfect for the role. Warrior's Blessing is also an option with Artio if you're going to be in the solo lane, but that's a build for an entirely another day, not for this video. The two potions I like to commence the game with are the multi potion to help me sustain both health and mana, because you are honestly going to drain your mana so fast, it's unreal. Your mana will just be gone, bro. And I also like to build Hand of the Gods. Hand of the Gods is to try and clear that void camp early. No matter what support I play, it's Hand of the Gods. Get that void camp at the start gone, and you can get to that lane and hopefully farm the minions before your opponent can, giving you that early advantage. Next, I like to go Traveler's Shoes, but in all honesty, you can make any of the major shoes work in this role. Artio, once you have enough experience with her kit, I think in Season 7 you can use any of them, though I just personally choose the Traveler's Shoes for the movement speed increase, as it really helps you to chase down fast opponents, and to use her too to stun somebody and then otherwise can clean that kill. So say you had, an Ulla. Say you had an Ulla on your side and you couldn't quite reach that kill. With the Traveler's Shoes and the movement speed increase, you'd be able to chase down a Kepri, for example, and hopefully get that stun off. My next item, Gauntlet of Thebes. Now, in my opinion, it's not a professional opinion, but my opinion, at least it's worth something, right? Gauntlet of Thebes is probably the best support item in Season 7, or at least best early game support item. Not only does it make mitigation easier in the early game, it's also going to provide you with physical and magical protection once it hits that sweet spot at 50 stacks. That aura is going to give you physical, magical, and mitigation. So, it's basically a given. You can build it up by assists on minions as well, which is really nice. You don't even need kills or anything like most stack items. You need literally just assist on minions. Next is where variation can occur. So this is obviously where now, if in certain games you can build a different item here, but the one I'm going to go for is Sovereignty. It helps provide health as well as physical protection, and usually if I haven't rotated before starting this item in a Conquest match, this is when I usually do so. This item is particularly useful for your ADC in a duo lane, and it can help you sustain longer than your opponent's ACD? You're going to sound like ACDC here. Yeah, it can help you sustain a little longer because you're going to be giving your ADC that physical protection or a bonus. So hopefully if they haven't built it, your ADCs can be a bit more tanky. Only Hunter's Garb is probably the next item I'd go for, and it's pretty essential in this build in all honesty. It provides magical protections, which is lacking so far in this build, and when rotations are going to start happening, so team fights or early game duels, it's going to provide you with mitigation stacks. It can stack up to 9% extra mitigation, which is why I build it at this point, as it really helps in them early team fights. Next, it's probably a little less used by most supports, but personally I think it's a very, very solid choice on Artio, and that's Relic Dagger. Once more, it's providing key movement speed, allowing you to protect yourself from high damage dealing enemies, so you're going to be able to get away, and then it's going to keep you close to your high damage dealing allies. So say they're going in, and you need to obviously get in and get that stun and tank the brute force damage at the start, you're going to be able to take that a bit better and get in there quicker. Furthermore, this item is going to give you the cooldown reduction that it provides, which is pretty key to some of her abilities, because Artio is very, very, very good as long as she has abilities up. Obviously you have a choice of 6 due to her 2 modes, so that cooldown reduction is going to obviously really help all of them down a little faster. The last thing that I'm going to say on the Relic Dagger, because if you couldn't tell, I love this item, is that, yeah, I know I'm talking shit, the Relic Dagger is also going to help you with relic cooldowns, fully enough. The name's in the title. It's going to reduce it by 40 seconds, so if you've built Shield of Thorns, or if you've built Team Shell, Heavenly Wings, whatever you've built, it's going to reduce 40 seconds off of that, so if it's your preference, go for it, dude. The last item I'd recommend in this build it's probably Spirit Robe. Spirit Robe is going to replace your Guardian's Blessing. It's going to help you with even more mitigation in those late team fights and provide you with even more cooldown reduction, allowing you to stun the opponent even more so, and hopefully if your allies aren't utter bollocks, they'll be able to clean up them kills. If they are bollocks, at that point it's not your fault, so don't worry about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I think that's all I've got for you. Yeah, be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it. That will show me that you did. Leave recommendations in the comments on who you do want me to tackle, as that does always help me. If I don't play your god, because obviously I play a wide variety, but I don't play everybody, so you'll have to give me a chance to learn some gods. But yeah, I'm always open to suggestions or open to roles. The only thing I am going to add to this is uploading. So obviously 2020 has been such a strange year, I don't need to get into that. Everybody's obviously experiencing a very different year in many different ways, but uploading for me has been very inconsistent, I will admit that. So I'm going to try and add some consistency to it and try and get one of these out at least every 2 weeks, but aim for a week if I can. But if not, 2 weeks is definitely an objective for me, so I can spend a good amount of time, learn the god, learn what I need to do with the god, and items that I think work based on the current meta in ranked, in casuals, and what just sees a lot of play. Also adding in my opinion as well. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for you guys. Like I said, be sure to subscribe for more Smite content, and I'll try not to limit myself, but for now it will probably be mostly Smite. Thank you for watching, guys. Take care.